Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about luxury makeup. At the end of the day, luxury makeup is obviously at the higher end of the price spectrum. So because of that, I kind of feel like it's a little bit difficult for me to say that really any luxury makeup that's like quite pricey is worth it. However, there are luxury makeup items that I feel like are definitely at the quality that you would expect when a product is at that price. And they're products that I could confidently say at least that I don't think you will be disappointed by. So if it's something that you want to splurge on, if you want to treat yourself, these are products that I would recommend. And then on the flip side, I have a little pile of luxury items that I feel like are not worth spending your money on because I don't feel like they really live up to their price. So I hope that you guys are gonna find today's video helpful. Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on all the products that I'm gonna be mentioning today. And also let me know some of your favorite and least favorite luxury items that you have in the comments down below. And then lastly, if you enjoyed today's video, of course, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to be part of the fam, and hit the bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I've been getting a lot of comments from you guys letting me know that you haven't been getting notified, which is kind of annoying. So if you want to be sure that you're not going to miss anything, the best thing to do is to hit the bell. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so as always, I'm going to start off on a positive note, and the first product that I want to talk about is probably one of my most used luxury makeup items, and it's this guy from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. This is actually one of the very few powders that I have actually hit pan on, and I'm almost finished because I use it so much. If you have been around on my channel for any amount of time, you probably know that I have dry skin, and because of that, I am personally not the biggest fan of powder because powder accentuates my dryness just so much more, and so I like to avoid it as much as possible. And there are very few powder products that I feel like actually work well with my drier skin type. So the reason why I love this powder and why I feel like it's worth its higher price tag is because I feel like it's a very versatile powder. This is a powder that you can use throughout your entire face, whether that's on your actual face to set your makeup or underneath your eyes. You can even dust this on bare skin if you want to give yourself just a little bit of coverage. This powder is tinted. You can get in a couple different shades, so it will give a little bit more coverage on the areas that you put it. So you can actually use this almost as a powder foundation. I don't personally use it that way. I use it purely to set my makeup, but you can if you wanted to. The texture of this powder and how it actually makes your skin look is the biggest reason as to why I love this so much. So it's a very smooth and very fine powder. I mean, it is called a skin perfecting micro powder. So just by the name itself, you could imagine that it's a very fine texture. And because of that texture, when you put it on the skin, it pretty much disappears. So you could like pile this on your face. You could put like a pretty heavy layer on it, and I still find that it doesn't look heavy at all. It doesn't have that powdery finish. It kind of just does its job. It sets your makeup, and it doesn't even act like it's there, which is why I love it. And that's also why I love it for the under eyes, because it sets the under eyes perfectly without adding any heaviness to the skin. And so yeah, that's why I love this powder. That's why I think it's worth it. And like I said, I haven't really tried many other powders that I love as much as this one and that I constantly go back to. So next I have the Hourglass Scattered Light Eyeshadows. I mean, I've spoken about these so much on my channel. I almost didn't even want to mention it in today's video because I feel like a broken record at this point, but I can't not, because this truly is one of my favorite luxury products that I have in my collection. So this is essentially a pressed eyeshadow from Hourglass, and what makes these so special and why I think they're so worth it is that these really give such a special effect to the lids that not many other eyeshadows in this format give. So all of the scattered light eyeshadows have kind of like a metallic and glittery finish to them. So when you apply them to the lid, they add that really pretty like glitter and shine. But what's different from the Hourglass ones to the other like pressed eyeshadows that are similar to this, and I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again, this eyeshadow kind of has a mature and refined quality to it that's very unlike all the other formulas. And what I mean by that is that the texture of these shadows are not over the top. So for example, like the glitter that are in these eyeshadows, they're not like super chunky and intense. Instead, the glitter is really fine and refined. So when you put it on your lid, it's not like, ooh, she's wearing glitter on her lid. It's like, oh, her lids are like kind of really gorgeous and sparkly. Like, what is that? Like, it kind of gives this like je ne sais quoi to the eyes. It's just so gorgeous. I feel like they're really easy to wear day to day, and you're not gonna feel like you're super over the top if that's not like the look that you're trying to go for. So now moving on to a lip product. This is the Lisa Eldridge lipstick. This one in particular is in the shade Velvet Fawn, but I'm speaking for like the range in general. Now, when I think of luxury lipsticks, this is one of the first products that come to mind, and I really feel like Lisa did kind of everything right with this product, and I feel like the combination of the packaging as well as the actual formula itself obviously just creates such a beautiful, luxurious experience. And when you are spending top dollar for a lip product, you know, that's what you should be getting, because there's plenty of more affordable lip products out there that give you really gorgeous effects. So if you are going to be spending that extra, you know, $10, $20 on a lipstick, it better be absolutely gorgeous. The whole experience better be absolutely gorgeous. And Lisa really knocked it out of the park with these. So let me kind of break these down for you. Let's first talk about the packaging. So the component itself has a little bit of a weight to it. So it does kind of feel hefty in your hands, you know, like it feels substantial, which is really nice for a lipstick. I do like a little bit of weight to my lip products. The finish of the tube is also so perfect because it has kind of like this semi-matte satin finish, which was definitely very well thought out because it shows no fingerprints. Thirdly, what I really like about this packaging is the magnetic closure. It's like my favorite thing ever when it comes to lip products. I wish all my lip products had a magnetic closure because they're just so much fun to play with. I mean, come on, that's so satisfying. So the formula for the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks are all this like really gorgeous, soft, matte finish. They literally have like a velvet texture to them, which a lot of brands I find have kind of been, I don't want to say copying, but they definitely drew inspiration from this formula, because since her release, I've definitely noticed that some other brands have released similar kind of formulations, but you can see that the lipstick itself literally looks like velvet. It's insane. And this texture on the lips is so dreamy because, especially if you're somebody who doesn't like matte lips, why am I so close up? Especially if you're somebody who doesn't like matte lipsticks but loves the way matte lips look, this is such a product for you, because somehow this lipstick gives you a stunning, pretty flat matte look that still looks very cushiony and not drying on the lips, and that also doesn't dry out your lips. And the formula itself is also quite long wearing on top of all of that. So it's kind of just like the most perfect matte lipstick that you really can't find in every other lip product or every other matte lip product, which again is something that you should be looking for if you're going to be spending extra bucks on a luxury lipstick. Here is Velvet Jazz. Okay, not the most perfect application, but you guys get the idea. Like, I feel like I should be wearing like a Chanel perfume with this lipstick. I don't know why, it's the first thing that comes to my head. Here is Velvet Fun. Such a good color. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about a bronzer. This is an oldie but a goodie. The Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer. Another classic that I've been talking about for a very, very long time. So this is obviously a bronzer. This is not going to suit every single skin tone, which is why I was kind of on the fence about mentioning this, but I still feel that if this bronzer does suit you, I think this is really worth picking up, because even though this is a pricier product, this bronzer lasts for such a long time because there's so much product in here. This bronzer has like double, sometimes triple what most bronzers have in their compact. For example, the powder from Charlotte Tilbury has 8 grams and this one has 25. Big difference. I know this isn't a bronzer, but this is like a typical compact size, and this one is obviously much, much bigger. So that really is the main reason why I feel like this is a luxury product that is worth picking up, because you just get so much bang for your buck, which is really fantastic. And besides all of that, I love the product itself. I've been using it since they first released it, probably like 2 years ago. It's a matte bronzer. It's very versatile. It's a great color. It's not too orange. It's not too like terracotta. It's a good like neutral bronzer, which I feel like does suit quite a variety of skin tones if you are on like the light to medium side. And I also think the texture is really nice. It kind of blends beautifully. And I also like that in the bronzer, you get this giant mirror that stands up on its own. So it actually works really great to do your makeup in. Speaking of bronzer, how can I not talk about my baby, my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 1. This is a cream bronzer that, again, I have been raving about for such a long time. So obviously this is a product that I use a lot. lot. So this is a palette that has a cream bronzer as well as a cream highlighter. So what's so nice about this cream bronzer, what kind of differentiates it from a lot of other cream bronzing products, is that it has a certain level of translucency to it. And because of that really pretty translucency, it makes the bronzer just look really natural on the skin. And so I really love this, especially for day to day, because I feel like I'm able to apply this with very minimal other makeup and it doesn't even really look like I'm wearing makeup. I also really like the finish of this cream. It is a pretty emollient formula, so when you apply it to your skin, it does have kind of like a glow to it, so it really gives a nice healthy looking sheen. Besides the bronzer, there is, like I said, a highlighter in here. It's pretty much just like a clear glossy highlighter, which is nice because it does give you like a wet kind of glow. But honestly, I wouldn't buy this for the highlighter. And to be very honest, I kind of wish that this was just a bronzer palette and there was no highlighter in here. So it's kind of like, is it worth it then? I don't know. I guess it's up to you. So the last product that I have here in the positive section of this video is the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. So this one in particular is the Mothership number 6, but I wanted to talk about just the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes in general. Now, when Pat McGrath first released these eyeshadow palettes, I was in team, I would never buy these. They are $170 Canadian, so almost 200 doll hairs. Excuse me? Like what? How dare you? So that's why it's super hard for me to be like, yes, it's worth it, definitely buy it, because it's really, really expensive. But the eyeshadows that are within these Pat McGrath palettes are truly, truly unlike many other eyeshadows that I've tried. Now her mattes, these guys over here, they're very nice. They work exactly how you want the mattes to work. However, the metallic, the sparkly, the duochrome shades, like these guys over here, are really the true stars of the show. Now I will say, I would only consider this palette if you are into these more fun shades. I would not buy a Pat McGrath palette purely for the mattes, because then that's just kind of ridiculous. But if you're somebody who really likes to kind of play with your makeup, to experiment with different textures and shades and all of that, then I think if you do want to splurge on an eyeshadow palette, the Pat McGrath eyeshadows are definitely worth checking out. On top of that, if you're a sucker for packaging, the packaging for the Pat McGrath palettes are what you would expect for a $170 palette. Like, it is a hefty package, and that's not inside because it's actually quite sleek, but it's a weighted component, so it feels very luxurious. For some reason, we like associate weight with luxury. I don't know why that is. Okay, I actually have one more product that I wanted to talk about. I totally forgot. So I wanted to mention this product that is fairly new in my life. It's the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This is a priming product that honestly, I never thought that I would like. So this is what the product looks like. It kind of just pumps out in like a liquid cream. And then when you start to rub it into your skin, it kind of has this really nice, very subtle, like smoothing texture to it. So there's supposed to be some sort of silk formula within this product, and that really is the best way to describe the way that it feels. It literally feels like silk. This is the first pore reducing primer I've ever used that actually makes my pores look pretty much invisible and almost adds this like smoothed layer on top of my skin. It's almost like a Facetune filter. And normally smoothing primers or pore filling primers for me never work. Every single time they always ball up on my skin, and that's what I expected with this product, but that's not what I got. Basically, to sum it up, I just find that this product actually makes such a huge difference in the way my foundation looks. I find that it makes my foundation look more smooth, more flawless, and it literally looks like I have a filter on. It's crazy, and I've never experienced that before with a primer. So safe to say, I'm in love, and I really wanted to rave about it because it's so good. So those are all of the luxury products that I would say are worth checking out. So now let's talk about the products that I don't think are worth checking out. So first I want to talk about a lip oil from Dior. This is the Lip Glow oil. Now, this is not to say that this is a bad product, because it's not at all. I actually use it quite often. I have one of these in my purse and I use it all the time. But the reason why I want to mention it as a luxury product that I just don't think is worth checking out is because I don't feel like this is very different from really any other lip gloss. This is such a sheer product. There's pretty much no color to it. I'll swatch it right now. You can see it's pretty much completely clear. There's like the teeniest little bit, like little hint of pink to it. It's kind of like the La Croix of lip products. And then besides that, it just adds some nice shine to your lips because it is like a lip glow oil. But besides that, like that's kind of all that it does. So it doesn't really give your lips that much color, and it just gives your lips shine, which is pretty much like really any other gloss that you could find. It definitely feels nice on the lips. It feels very buttery and has that nice like oily, cushiony texture. But because that's kind of all that it does, I just don't feel like it's totally worth its price tag. And I will also say that if you were to purchase one of these, you don't need more than one because all of the shades are so sheer. There's really not much difference between them at all. So you're kind of getting like just the same product with a slightly different undertone that doesn't even really show on the lips at all anyways. So while you do get a beautiful looking product in really cute packaging, I have like a Burt's Bees lip oil that I absolutely love that gives my lips a pretty much exact effect, and it's obviously like a 13th of the price. So next up, I want to talk about the Guerlain L'Or. This is the gold primer. So this is a very expensive primer. Let me actually look up the price right now because I want to be shocked on camera. It is $83 Canadian. It's supposed to give you a long-lasting, hydrated, and radiant complexion. To be honest with you guys, you don't need gold flakes to get a radiant, hydrated complexion. Now, I'm not an expert, but I just feel like it's kind of just more of a marketing thing than anything else. I mean, let's be real, the packaging, the bottle looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, to have this sitting on your vanity, it's a really pretty makeup product. But do I feel like it's worth the $83? Do I feel like this is gonna do anything more than what a moisturizer does? Not necessarily. I don't really know what to think about this product. I just feel like it doesn't really do much, and especially considering the price tag, you need to consider, you know, what you're getting out of it. And I don't know how much you can really get out of this product, but let me know in the comments if you have tried this and what your thoughts are on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's actually a life-changing primer. For me though, I have tried it quite a few times and I've never really noticed anything mind-blowing about it. But let me know your thoughts down below. Next up, I have a concealer. This is from Natasha Nonna. It is the Transfix Matte Concealer. So this is probably one of the worst concealers I tried in 2019. It was a disaster. I love a lot of the Natasha Nonna products and I think a lot of them are worth it, but the concealer, no. This is probably one of the most drying, unflattering, impossible to work with concealers I have ever used. And I don't really know any skin type who would like this. Maybe if you're extremely oily, you may appreciate this concealer, but even then, I just don't know if it would even still work. My first issue is that it's really difficult to work with. Because it's so dry, when you first apply it to your skin, it dries almost immediately. So you have like 0.3 seconds to blend it out before it sets down, and it makes it impossible for it to move around. So I've had instances where I've let it sit for too long, and then I just have this like circle of concealer that won't blend out, and then I have to like remove it and it becomes a whole mess, and I just really don't like that. Second reason why I really don't like this is, like I said already, it's a really drying concealer. Like this makes your under eyes, oh my God, look so horrible. If you are not 11 with perfectly smooth skin, it will settle in every single line in your face. No question. There are definitely some luxurious concealers that I do think are really great that are worth checking out. Like the new Dior one is fantastic. It's actually what I'm wearing underneath my eyes today. I really like that one. This one though, no sir. So I spoke about a Tatcha product that I really liked, and now I'm gonna talk about a Tatcha product that I don't love so much, that I just don't think is really worth it. So this is the Tatcha, the serum stick. And I was actually really excited about this when I first saw it, but then when I started using this, I realized how wrong this was. Like I just really didn't like the idea of this product. So again, it's really not to say that the product itself is bad. I mean, it's pretty much just like a serum stick. So wherever you apply it, it kind of just leaves like this serumy, oily kind of residue on your face, but that's nothing different than just applying an actual serum or applying a moisturizer before doing your makeup. And I really don't like that it's a skincare product in a stick form. Skincare products in stick forms always really irk me because I just feel like it's a really good way to get a nice little breeding ground of bacteria, especially in a skincare item. It just doesn't make sense to me. And this is meant to kind of swipe on your face where you want to add that extra moisture. And so again, the product itself feels fine. It does like add a nice like hydrating layer to the skin, but I think it's so much more hygienic to just apply a moisturizer on your face as you normally would, and you're gonna get the exact same effect, and you're not gonna have to worry about, you know, spreading bacteria on your face because you're continuously applying this on your face and then putting it back. You know what I mean? Just gotta think about that. So the last product that I want to talk about in this category is this guy. This is the Amorivixa. I still don't know how to say it, but it's the Amorivixa. so wrong. Queen of Hungry Mist. So this is supposed to be a hydrating facial mist. So depending on what size you get of this, it ranges from $70 to $120 Canadian. I'm gonna say it again, as somebody with a dry skin type, I love a good hydrating face mist, okay? I use them all the time. Some of them are just kind of refreshing and I don't really feel like they do anything, and others actually add a nice hydrating misty layer all over my face. One of them being the Youth to the People Adaptogen Hydrate and Soothe Activated Mist. Is that what it's called? It's a really long name, but I remembered it pretty good. But remember what I just said, some of them don't really do anything. They just kind of feel good. This mist, does it do much? Not really. Listen, it smells really nice. Smells nice and floral. It's really like soft. It's not too floral. It doesn't smell like very perfumey or powdery. It feels really nice and refreshing when I spray it on my face. It really does. And I like the scent of it. It's a nice experience, but does it make my face feel more hydrated? Can't say that it does. So I think if you're looking for, you know, an extra boost of hydration, you're better off spending that type of money on a moisturizer rather than a hydrating facial spray. Because at that price, you can get a really, really amazing moisturizer that will actually make a big difference in the hydration of your skin instead of a facial mist. Instead, I would probably stick to something a little bit more basic, for lack of a better word. I've used it also in so many different circumstances, like in my skincare routine, before applying my makeup, after applying my makeup, and I just think, you know, not much of it. I will continue to use this, but not really because I feel like it does anything for my skin, more so because I feel like it just feels good, and I definitely won't be repurchasing it once it's finished. All right, guys, that is actually it for all the luxurious products that I think are worth checking out and are not worth checking out. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you found it helpful. Again, let me know all of your thoughts down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.